Hello and welcome to the Yarning Over the Days podcast. This is episode 13 and I'm Constance. I want to thank any new and returning viewers for taking the time out of your days to see what I have to say about my knitting, sewing, and crochet adventures. You can find me on Instagram and also Ravelry as Cleo, cleocmc, and I also keep a blog with the show notes, yarningoverthedays.wordpress.com. So without further ado, let's get started. So, I have a couple of finished projects that I wanted to share with you today that I was discussing in the last episode, so they're both complete. The sewing projects, not the knitting projects. And so the first project is these are my Butterick 6354 shorts, and it's from this pattern here, and I made the shorts. And it's a nice simple pattern. This is my second time doing the pattern. The first time I made a pair of denim shorts, and this time I made a pair of floral shorts in a lightweight denim. The other denim was about medium to heavyweight, and this is very lightweight, as you can see. And I really like it. Again, my invisible zipper turned out really nice, and I'm really pleased with that. And I don't have much to say about it. I followed the same process as I did the last time I made it. I made the size 8, which is a size up for my size, and I really like the fit of it. And it's a nice, just simple pair of shorts. I've been wearing them a lot on the weekends or just days when I'm off. It's just a nice little, I don't know, outfit you could throw on, but you'll still look put together and you'll be comfortable, especially with it being so hot in South Carolina. So I really like this pair of shorts. So that's that. I didn't make any modifications, and I think that's about it. The fabric did come from Joann's, and I purchased, it doesn't use much for this pattern. I purchased 1 yard, and it was more than enough. My next project, oh, and I'll insert a picture of myself wearing the shorts here. And my next project is Simplicity 8591. And this is one of Simplicity's new vintage release. It's not new, it's an old pattern, of course, but they released it this year. And so I was wanting to try it out because I really like the version C that had the cape collar. Let me see here. And so I was talking in the last episode how I was going to use the Rifle Paper Company fabric, and I had already cut the fabric out, and so I just needed to put it all together. And so I finally did that, and I finished hemming it yesterday. I put off hemming it for about 1 week. I'm not sure why. I just had it on the dress form, and I just didn't feel like hemming it, and so I just hemmed it yesterday. So I haven't even worn the dress yet. I took pictures of it yesterday, but I didn't go anywhere in it. But this is the dress, and it has that cape collar, which I like, and I also added some buttons just for details. And I really like this jungle print. The fabric was purchased from fabric.com and it's Rifle Paper Company. And they have other color schemes for this jungle print. They have a natural version, if I'm not mistaken, and a red version. But I really like the green. Green is, of course, one of my favorite colors. And so I really like how it turned out. I especially like wearing it with a crew neck cardigan and putting the cape over it. It looks quite nice, but it also looks good with cardigans where I would put the cardigan over the collar, where I wouldn't, how can I say this? I wouldn't pull the collar over the cardigan. Sometimes I'll just leave the cardigan. I tried it on leaving the cardigan inside the, leaving the collar inside the cardigan, and it looked nice that way also. So it's definitely one of my favorite dresses now. It's everything that I love. It's a dress. It's fit and flare. It has a collar, and it has a gathered full skirt. And so I really liked it. And I'll just give a few details about what I did because I did make some modifications. I found myself between sizes with this pattern, so I decided to go with the size 4. and I wasn't going to do a muslin. I've never done a muslin, but I still wanted to monitor the fit of the bodice because I knew that the bust area would fit me nicely, but I was concerned about the waist. And so I made the size 4, and the first time I sewed it with the 5/8 inch of a seam allowance, but I knew when I tried it on that it would just not be fit well. So I ripped out the side seams and then I sewed it with a 1/2 inch seam allowance on the bodice. And I also did a regular zipper. The pattern calls for a lap zipper, which I've done before, but I like the regular zipper just to, first of all, show it off because I could choose the color. And second of all, I think that with the lap zipper, I knew I could get more, how can I say this? The lap zipper used up more width or more inches. And so with the regular zipper, I knew I could let it out a bit more. And so I did that, and I like that option also. But I will say that the next time I revisit this pattern, and I will revisit it, when I do the regular zipper, I think I will still follow the process that it is the same process for inserting a lap zipper, because whenever I just go like all the way around following it with my zipper foot, then I will always get this. Let me see if I can take it off this hanger to show you. Then what would happen is the seams would not align at the waist and the back. And so that's quite annoying, but that never happens when I do a lap zipper. So I figured, why not follow a process? And the process for lap zippers, you usually do one side and you'll baste it, and then you'll sew one side, and then you'll go to the other side and sew that side, and then square it off at the bottom. I hope that makes sense. So I want to do that next time that I revisit this pattern, so that my waist seam could be aligned properly. And it doesn't really bother me bit time. It's just like, oh, it's like annoying when it happens, but it is what it is. Also, for the armhole facing, they told me to tack it in place, hand tack it in place for the facing, but I chose to stitch in a ditch for my facing. So I stitched in the ditch, yes, here at the shoulder seam, yes, and also at the underarm seam. And also they had an optional choice on if you wanted to top stitch the bodice in place. I never saw that in a sewing pattern instruction, and I love top stitching, so I quite like that idea a lot. So I did top stitch my bodice, which you won't notice because I used a green thread, but I top stitched the bodice in place, and I like it so much. I think I'm going to be doing that whenever I make future dresses. That was just a really fun option to have. Also, I removed 4 inches from the hem. I think I mentioned that in the previous podcast, and I'm so happy I did because the length of the dress is perfect. It's the length that I prefer for my dresses. But I was thinking if I would have left the 4-inch hem, oh my goodness, it would have been quite long. And I also told you I added the buttons just for a little garnish. They just look cute to me. So that's it for that pattern. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I can't wait to wear it. Maybe I'll wear it to work tomorrow, since it hasn't actually been in a while yet. And so, yeah, it's just perfect, and I love it so much. I want to make it again. Really, I need a basic white dress because with church activities a lot, they call for us to wear white dresses. And since I'm trying to get a handmade wardrobe, I would like to make a white dress of my own instead of relying on store-bought white dresses. So I think that pattern would be lovely in all white. And then also, I need a basic black dress, and I would like to make that pattern in basic black. And when I make the white version, I would like to add the sleeves to it. So yeah, that's sometime in the future. Not in the near future, but sometime in the future. So that's it for my finished projects. And I now want to talk about my current projects. As I told you, I'm participating in the Outfit Along, which is hosted by Andy and Lauren. of Untangling Knots and untanglingknots.com and ladybird.com. And so I couldn't make up my mind between the patterns. And I think I stated that I was going to go with New Look 6446 and also McCall's 6966 dress. And so I did finally start. I've been putting off starting my projects. But I did finally start my New Look 6446. And it's this pattern here. And I quite like, at first I didn't think I would like the culotte version, but I've been seeing more and more images pop up on my Instagram feed of sewers wearing culottes, and I just think that they look really, really nice. But I did only purchase enough fabric to go with version D, and I'm still happy that I'm making this version first. And so yesterday I did a bit of sewing on Saturday. And I did finish, I'll just show you what I finished so far. So this is what I finished so far. So right now I need to insert the zipper. It's going to be an invisible zipper. I need to put together my bodice for my lining because this is going to be lined. And then I need to add the straps and hem, of course. So I still have a little ways to go with this, but I'm really happy with how it turned out so far. I really like how the pleats and the darts line up. That's just really nice to me. And I really also like the pockets. They're quite deep. And so it was fun to make this. I wasn't really in the mood to put in my zipper yesterday. I finished sewing around maybe 8:30 or 9 o'clock yesterday, and usually I would just keep going, but I didn't feel like it yesterday, so I figured that was a good place to stop. And so I thought I would put the zipper in tonight, but honestly, I just don't feel like sewing tonight either. I've been feeling like knitting more, and so just because knitting, when I sew, I do play movies and I watch TV, but it doesn't get a lot of my attention and so I would usually play movies and watch TV shows of things that I've already seen over and over again, just to come in where I don't have to pay a lot of attention. And so, what was it? I usually watch Harry Potter a lot. I watch it quite a bit. I've seen those movies numerous times. I like to sew to those movies, and I also like to sew to maybe Seinfeld. And so, but tonight I want to actually look at The Hobbit. I've never seen it. And so I want to actually concentrate on that. And knitting is just the perfect craft for being in front of the TV, especially with the current project that I'm making right now. So, oh, my notes. Okay. So that's my progress so far on the outfit alone. I think that I will try to finish this up, I don't know, maybe tomorrow after work if I'm not too tired, or on Tuesday. Sometimes I just have to go by how I feel. So when I feel like inserting the invisible zipper and doing the lining, then I'll just get started. But right now, I just haven't been motivated to finish it up, even though I really like the fit of it. And maybe it's because when it comes to the outfit-alone outfits, I usually like to wear the outfits together. And so I feel like even though I will finish this romper, I probably won't wear it until I finish the matching cardigan with it, even though I know I'm going to wear it in many different ways and with different shirts under it. And so maybe because I won't be wearing it immediately, I haven't been as motivated to finish it as quickly. So I'm just taking my time about it, which is fine. So this is the project that I've been most excited about. And it is let me see. I'm trying to find. It is the Boardwalk Blouse by Amy Apple, and this is part of her Pink Ladies collection. As soon as I saw this pop up on my Instagram on Friday morning, not this past Friday, but the Friday before, I immediately loved the pattern. I just thought it was just perfect. I just liked it so much. I love stripes. I like the cropped fit of it. I like the vintage flair. Everything about it just called to me. And then I saw that it was made in fingering weight yarn, and I wanted to get started immediately. And so I didn't want to place an order, and so I just stash dived and I found some yarn in my stash, and I started playing with different combinations, and I put the different options on my Instagram feed, and I got a lot of feedback from some of my followers, and I went with what the majority picked, and I decided to make, let me just get it. Okay. The colors, so I'm using Quince & Company's Finch yarn, which is their fingering weight yarn, and the colors are Lichen and Canvas. This is my progress so far. Right now I'm just working the body, and then after the body I just have to do the armholes, and then it'll be finished. And so, as I was saying, I've been enjoying this project so much, just because it's such a simple project. You know, it's mainly just stockinette, and then you do the little pearls for the stripes. And so it's just a fun, easy pattern, and as I was saying, the perfect TV watching pattern. And so I'm really, really, really happy with the color choice. I did try to play with other color options because I wanted to branch out and get away from always reaching for green, because I want to make everything in green. But in the end, I'm so happy that I went with this choice, because it will match more things in my wardrobe, and it just fits. And so I cannot wait until this is finished, but I'm also really enjoying the process. And then I one day want to make, oh, by the way, I did get gauged using the suggested size needles. I was trying to see, oh, here's my gauge swatch. Yeah, and this is my gauge swatch. I just did a stockinette stitched gauge swatch, and I quite like it. And were there any other notes? No. The pattern is just so clear and straightforward. There's not much to say about it. If you're a knitter, you know that this is just one of those patterns that I don't really have much to say about it, besides it's quite enjoyable. And she also had a suggestion to make it in a solid color, which I'm definitely going to do one day. So that's been getting my attention lately. And I knitted some last night after I finished sewing. And so I plan to knit some more tonight while watching The Hobbit, which I'm pretty excited about. I think it'll be good. And so I love Martin Freeman, so why wouldn't it be? And yeah, so that's that, and that is the Boardwalk Blouse by Amy Apple. I actually have quite a few knitting projects going on at the moment, and really, I don't know why I decided to start the Boardwalk Blouse. Pretty much I just love the pattern, because I'm already working on my cardigan for the outfit along, and then I'm also doing some preview knitting for Andy for an upcoming pattern that she's going to release in July. And so I'll talk about that. Thanks for find it. So this is a lovely pattern. It's called Tierney, and it's just a light summer cardigan, which I need more of. But honestly, I wear my cardigans throughout the year. I might not wear them outdoors, but for example, my long sleeve cardigans, I always take them in my book bag and carry them to work, and I end up wearing them the whole day because I get cold quite easily, and those buildings, the air conditioning is just so it's blasting constantly, and I'm literally shivering by the end of the day. So yeah, I typically wear my cardigans all the time, but this would be a nice lightweight cardigan, maybe if I'm outdoors. I don't know, because the yarn that's used is made out of cotton, hemp, and rayon, and it's called Elizabeth Lavold Empathy. And this is my first time working with this type of fiber, and so I wanted to go with the suggested yarn. I typically like to do that when I'm doing test knitting, or this is rather preview knitting, not really test knitting, of a designer's project, because I just find I just find it easier to go with the yarn that they suggested or that they use. So I ordered this from yarn.com. I think that's where I ordered it from, and here's my color. The color is dark turquoise. Again, I was trying to branch out, and more I've been trying to get away from just always ordering green. And so I thought that this would be a nice color to work with. And so I didn't do a gauge swatch yet, and I need to get on that. So as soon as I finish my boardwalk blouse, this is the project that will get priority, and I have a goal to finish it by July. I think did I set my goal for the 23rd? I don't know. I put it on my Ravelry page, and I like that Ravelry now has that option where you could note what date you want to finish it by. So that's this project. I think that the most time intensive part of this project will be the you have to create this type of, I don't know if you can see, textured waistband, and then you pick up the stitches from the waistband to begin the cardigan. So I think that the waistband may take the most time, but I'm looking at the cardigan itself and it looks quite simple. So I think that once I commit the time and do the waistband, that this will fly off the needles. And I also think that this will be perfect TV knitting also when I get to that stockinette part, or the part that doesn't require as much concentration. So that's that, and I'm really excited about it. This yarn color has been just inspiring me, and I was thinking I would love to make a dress with, what is it, turquoise colors in it. It's funny because a lot of like my throw pillows and my chair and also my lamp, like colors in my apartment, they are turquoise, but I never really, I don't wear turquoise that much, even though I quite love the color. So I'm thinking that a dress with this color in it somewhere would be perfect. But yeah, so that's that. Okay, and my last knitting project is the Blaster cardigan, and I showed you the yarn for it. I'm using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, and the color is Conch. And I did do my gauge swatch, and that's it. I did not get gauged the first time. I'm actually using what is it? I'm using a worsted weight yarn, but the pattern calls for a DK weight yarn. And so I went down a needle size when I first did my first gauge swatch, but I still didn't get gauged, so I went down another needle size. And I was concerned that, you know, when you go down a needle size, I was concerned that it would be quite stiff and that the pattern, like the fabric, wouldn't have, how can I say it, like much give. But once I blocked it, I soaked it and blocked it, I don't have a problem with it. And I think it's going to be quite lovely. So I'm really excited about this project. And then Outfit Alone ends on July 31st, so I have quite a few things to finish really by July. So I'm trying to finish my boardwalk blouse. I put my finish date for that as Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, but I think I will finish that before this Saturday. And then I'm aiming to finish my Tierney cardigan and then my Blaster cardigan. So all of this needs to be done. All three projects need to be done before the end of July. But I think it can be done. So yes, I did stash die for some buttons for this project, and I think I know what type of buttons, because I like how Andy used these type of antique looking silver buttons that I quite like, and so I have something similar to that in my stash, so I think I'm going to go for that also. And also going back to my Tierney cardigan, I purchased these kind of ivory iridescent type buttons today from Walmart, and they're in the kitchen. I don't feel like getting them out the bag right now, but they're quite lovely also. So I'm really excited about all of my current projects right now, and that's it. So I have 3 knitting projects and 1 sewing project currently, and then I still want to finish my McCall 6966. That's another dress I wanted to do for the Outfit Alone, but I'm not trying to put pressure on myself to like finish everything, because even if I finish just one garment, the Outfit Alone calls for you to finish one garment and a knitted item. And so if I finish my romper and then my cardigan, then I'll have my outfit, and then I'll just focus on making a dress at a later date. Even if it falls outside of the deadline for the knit along, it'll still be nice to have that dress because it'll match my cardigan whenever I finish it. So yes, okay, that is it actually. And then I wanted to get into a bit of general chatter, but I'm going to take a break and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I wanted to pick up some things to share with you all. And so I know I said I was going to do general chatter first, but then I remember that I'm wearing an archive treasure today. And this is definitely one of my favorite cardigans. I've made this quite a few years ago. I don't know the exact date. The details are on my Ravelry page. And it's another heady cardigan by Andy Satchelin. I wore my red heady cardigan in the previous episode, but this is my favorite. It's made out of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, and the color is Papaya Heather. And it's Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in tweed. And so I just love the pink color. Pink is also one of my favorite colors, but I don't knit with it as much as sew things in pink as much as I do with the color green. And so let me just, this is it. And I like it so much. I followed the pattern exactly as instructed. I don't remember what size I made, if I made the small or the extra small, but either way, I think the fit is just perfect. And I wear this cardigan quite a bit. It's definitely one of my favorites. It comes, this cardigan and the green Agatha cardigan are my most worn cardigans. And I feel as if I neglect my other cardigans, but you know, what can I do? So that's the archive treasure for today. And so I like the lace. And so if anybody wanted to just have a crop cardigan with some beautiful lace, then I think this would be just a perfect pattern to try out. Okay, so general chatter. I've been wanting to make another sewing project, our goal that I've been having, and that's I want to make matching dresses for my youngest niece, and also for me, and so we can match. I've made matching dresses before, when I first started sewing a few years ago, and she was much younger, and I didn't know much about sewing. And I remember when I bought my dress pattern, I ended up purchasing 5 yards of the fabric because I didn't know how much I would need, and so I just erred on the side of caution. And so I had all of this fabric left, and so I figured I just wanted to try out a little dress for my niece, and that's what I did a couple of years ago. Well, she's been asking me over and over, oh my goodness, Auntie, when are we going to wear matching dresses again? Can you make us matching dresses? And she keeps asking. Even after I finished the pajamas, you know, she was happy for the pajamas, but she was like, where's the matching dresses? So I saw this fabric during Me Made May from Whisk and Stitch. That's the name of her Instagram page, and it's really quite an inspiring page. And she also has an amazing blog that I constantly reread. And I cannot remember the name of the blog off the top of my head, but I will put it in the show notes. But she was wearing this dress out of this Michael Miller fabric, and it was giraffe print. And I saw it on her blog before, but then she wore it during Me Made May, and I commented that I liked it, and then she told me what the fabric was, and I immediately purchased some. Aren't those colors so lovely? I just love the charcoal gray, the white, and the light gray, and then that yellow. Oh, I just love this fabric so much. So I purchased enough of this fabric, and then I also, because I have no problem whatsoever wearing novelty print fabrics with animals on them. I love little animals, llamas, owls. What my previous pattern has parrots and cheetahs and tigers on it. So I've been wanting like giraffe fabric forever. And so when I saw this, I just, oh my goodness, I was so happy that fabric.com still had quite a bit in stock, so I purchased it immediately for our matching dresses. And I think that because I have no problem with novelty print, I think that this is also a great print for a girl, a little girl, which is quite lovely, even though I'm a grown woman and I'm going to wear it. But I think it's also just will be great on my niece Destiny. So that's the fabric choice. And I went, Simplicity had a sale last week at Joann's on their patterns. They were 50% off. So I purchased this pattern. And I'm going with the little dress version. I'm going to make the size 14 for her. I've been asking my sister to give me her measurements, but she just couldn't get around to it. And so she told me just to make the size 14 for her. And even if it's a bit large, you can always grow into it. And so I wanted to make a dress that would be similar to the dress that I was going to wear. At first, I was playing with this. It was this cute pattern for like this elastic. You know those dresses that are in style this summer where the elastic comes around and it can be off the shoulder or you can pull it up and then it kind of goes out into a trapeze shape. And so I bought a pattern for her for that, but I figured that it would be really adorable if she had a fit and flare dress and I was wearing a fit and flare dress. So the pattern I'm thinking about for my dress is the Cynthia Rowley 1873. This pattern has been out for a while, and I just added it to my pattern collection. So I think I want to make version B because I love high neck gowns. Oh, they're my favorite. And the model is wearing, I think, version C, and hers has a scoop neck. But I love this version because it has the high neck, and then I like the length of that version also. And this pattern has pleats and it has a lined bodice, so I'm quite excited to start that. So this is another project that has a deadline because I will be going home for the 4th of July, and I'm very excited about that. And so I'm hoping to finish this by the 4th of July, both of our dresses. So that is quite ambitious now that I think about it, because the 4th of July will be here. I'm looking at my calendar in about 2 weeks. Oh my goodness, so I have a little over 2 weeks to finish both dresses, which I think can be done because I am in summer school this summer taking elective courses, but those courses, I'm just still looking at my calendar. Okay, those courses in this week on the 22nd, and so I'll have everything submitted with my final projects, and then I'll have a lot of time because I work Monday through Wednesday. So if I do a sewing session, intense sewing sessions on the following week, I'm just thinking aloud, I'm so sorry, but if I do some intense sewing sessions like I've done before, like 3 days, and if I start on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of that following week, I think I can finish both of our dresses by the 4th of July. Yes. So I'm going to do that. And because I think I have more than enough fabric, I think it'd be cute for her to have a little matching headband. And so I'm going to follow a pattern for a retro headband. I would like to know the measurement of her head because I know her head is smaller than mine. But I might just have to kind of guess or wing it to see how it goes. But yeah, so that's going to be project matching dresses for my niece Destiny to match with me. And so if I can, I'm not promising anything, I'm going to try to find an image of our matching dresses that I made some years ago in the owl print. And as I said, I have no problem with novelty. I remember one of my coworkers was telling me, I don't know, she was trying to, well, I don't know, I don't want to say it, but she was saying, oh, she hates novelty print. And I was like, I wear novelty print a lot. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Yeah, so, you know, but it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I quite like it. And I haven't grown out of my love for it yet. And so I'm excited about these dresses. Well, that is it for the podcast today. And I look forward to seeing you all in a couple of weeks. And hopefully I'll have some exciting projects to share with you all. And I don't know, in a couple of weeks, will that be, I don't know if I'll be here before, let me see, Sunday. Yeah, so maybe I'll show you all the matching dresses and they'll be done and complete by the time I see you again. So have a lovely week, and then also happy Father's Day to all the amazing fathers out there. And I love my father so much. He's great and so supportive, and we're really close. And so just happy Father's Day to all of the amazing and wonderful fathers out there. So have a great Sunday. Bye.